Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Wendy Myers. Stop what you're doing. I want to talk to you guys about how to get limitless brain performance. That's what we're going to talk about today on this broadcast. And I'm Wendy Myers of MyersDetox.com. I have a really interesting show for you guys today. I want to talk about these 5 things that are really unconventional ways to improve your brain performance. So today, we're going to be talking about symptoms of a toxic and imbalanced brain, the top 3 reasons that you experience poor brain function, and the solutions. So number 1, why you need to increase neuronal BDNF. We'll talk about what that is and how to increase it. We're going to talk about the importance of vagus nerve stimulation and what that is, and how energy frequencies can optimize brain performance and efficiency and all the benefits of that, how to remove brain toxins specifically, and how to boost energy in the brain, because the brain uses 20% of the body's energy. And so we're going to talk about that. Please leave me all of your questions in comments. I'm going to be answering all of these after I do the presentation and give you guys lots of really cool tips and tricks on improving your brain function. So thank you so much for joining me. There will be a replay. As soon as I'm done talking, you can watch this Facebook Live from the beginning on my Facebook page, facebook.com/MyersDetox. And you can also watch it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wendy Myers. We post all of these there for you guys. Okay, great. So let's get started. So number 1, symptoms of a toxic and imbalanced brain. So this was probably the first thing that clued me into the fact that something wrong was in my body. I needed to go, address, figure out what was going on, because my brain was not working. I was in my late 30s. I'd had a baby. It was about a year out from having a baby. And I just thought I still had, mommy brain. And I thought we're well past that now. It's been a year and I just did not have the brain function. I couldn't remember anything. I was getting frustrated really easily because my brain just wasn't working. And so there's lots of different symptoms of this. So there's brain fog, anxiety, depression, memory loss, impaired learning, fatigue, irritability, and insomnia. Those are classic signs that your brain is struggling a bit. And, from stress to heavy metal toxicity, it's no wonder why so many people don't feel like themselves these days. And that propels people into seeking answers and figuring out what's going on. And so the top 3 reasons people experience brain fog are heavy metal toxicity. Lots of metals impact the brain. Number 2, mitochondrial dysfunction, because if you don't produce enough energy in your cell's powerhouses, the mitochondria, you're not going to have enough energy to power your brain. So that is key. Number 3 is stress. This is just a drain on our body in every different way. And a big stressor also is EMF, or electromagnetic fields, but lots and lots of different stressors on our body today. So let's talk about number 1, heavy metal toxicity. So this is a big one, because no matter how clean your diet, how natural you keep your home, or how rigorous your liver support regimen is, heavy metals are everywhere. We're exposed to them every single day. And your central nervous system is one of the primary targets for these toxins. And once lodged in your brain, they can cause a range of neurological and behavioral effects that leave you feeling, mentally and physically out of whack. But this isn't necessarily new information. Heavy metals are one of the most ancient, and it's even speculated that heavy metal exposure is one of the reasons for the fall of the Roman Empire. Even might be the fall of our empire also. But number 2, so mitochondrial dysfunction. So your mitochondria are responsible for a myriad of functions in your body. Chief among them, however, is their role in energy production. Also known as the powerhouses of your cells, The mitochondria create usable molecules of energy for your body called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And if your mitochondria aren't working, your brain cannot perform at peak ability. So unfortunately, our mitochondria are a target for toxic pollutants like heavy metals, specifically arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, and cesium. We'll talk more about those in a moment. So number 3, stress. So people often overlook the impact of stress it has on their lives, and many don't even realize that they're living in a chronic low-level state of stress for years or even decades. People, deal with stress from work, from family, their health, when their health is suffering. Maybe they don't eat the right diet, they're not getting enough nutrients, they're not taking enough supplements, or they're doing all of that but not absorbing them. Stress reduces your nutrient absorption ability. You can be doing everything right. It doesn't matter what you eat or supplement with, it only matters what you absorb. So really important to reduce stress. And EMF, electromagnetic fields, huge cause of, huge invisible stressor on our body. And emotional trauma, also a huge stressor. We all suffer from that to some degree. And so all of these can overwhelm your mind on a daily basis. So let's talk about some solutions. We kind of outlined the problem. So the first solution I want to talk about is why you need to increase neuronal BDNF. So what on earth is this? So sulforaphane, which is found in broccoli sprouts primarily, and other cruciferous vegetables like, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts. They increase, these contain neuronal BDNF, and the sulforaphane increases neuronal BDNF in mice, and it's a factor that supports the survival of existing neurons and encourages the formation of new neurons and synapses, or the connections of the neurons to each other. So sulforaphane reduces brain inflammation in various animals of pathogen-induced neuroinflammation and neurodegenerative disease. Sulforaphane in broccoli sprouts also promotes microglia differentiation from pro-inflammatory to an anti-inflammatory state. And it also is beneficial in various pathological conditions because it improves cognitive performance, and it also improves working memory. It alleviates brain swelling in rats by really shoring up that blood-brain barrier. And it also prevents memory impairment and increased survival of hippocampal neurons in diabetic rats. Sulforaphane recovered memory in mice and rats with chemically induced memory impairment. But these rats suffer so much with all these experiments to help us. Sulforaphane exerted positive effects against brain damage induced by acute car poisoning in rats. What on earth is that? So also the sulforaphane is a potent NRF2 activator and may help in the treatment and prevention of different types of dementia. Insufficient NRF2 activation in humans has been linked to neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and ALS. And also in patients with Parkinson's disease, sulforaphane improved deficits in motor coordination and inhibited dopaminergic neuronal loss. So lots and lots of benefits. I can keep going. I can keep it going and going and going. I mean, there are just hundreds of studies on essentially broccoli sprouts. Sulforaphane is the active ingredient upon which many of these studies are based. And I'll be publishing this article with all for cups of broccoli sprouts. But In essence, broccoli sprouts are the key to consuming sulforaphane. There's not a lot of food sources of sulforaphane, and there's just dozens of more benefits, and there's more nutrients in broccoli sprouts than just the sulforaphane. But it's essentially sulfur. It's a form of sulfur. You need sulfur to detox. So it has all these different brain detox, anti-inflammatory benefits, which impart all these benefits I just talked about. And so to enjoy all these benefits, you just need to start eating broccoli sprouts. And they contain about 100 times more nutrients than just eating broccoli. And broccoli by itself is just super nutritious. So I eat these on pretty much an almost daily basis. I grow them myself. I have an easy green sprout grower. I love them. I just incorporate them into every single meal. I put them on top of eggs. I put them in tacos. I make little salads out of them and put lime juice on them. And just everything I eat, every meal I have, I try to eat some type of sprouts, but focusing on broccoli sprouts. They're so good for you and they're so easy to grow. They grow in 5 days. But you know, if you can't buy them at a store near you, I'm in Huntington Beach area, and there's lots and lots of different health food stores. They're not always available, or they have them and they're old. You know, they're just not fresh, which will reduce the nutrient content. So if you can't find them near you, if you can't buy them, or if you don't have a desire to grow broccoli sprouts, even though it's really easy, you can get the benefits of broccoli sprouts by trying my new Daily Detox Superfood Greens Powder. And this is the first time I'm announcing it here. We finally have it available. I'm so excited. This is my Daily Detox supplement. It's a greens powder. The main ingredient is fermented broccoli sprouts, which just brings out the nutrition even more in the broccoli sprouts. But there's dozens and dozens of other healthy ingredients in this that support liver, support detoxification. And so I will put this link in the comments right here. But I'm so excited about this. I cannot even tell you. This has just been months and months and months in the making. I'm so proud of it. And it's so delicious. This tastes kind of like a really mild kind of tea flavor. There is, and it's 100% organic. Everything in here is organic, which I'm very proud of. And it has some stevia in it, some organic monk fruits. It's a really nice, pleasant taste. And you can put it in water. You can put it in smoothies. You can put it in greens juice, anything you're drinking. And so just take that on a daily basis. So the next thing I want to talk about is number 2, how energy frequencies can optimize brain performance and efficiency. So you guys know I love bioenergetics. I'm just, the more I learn about this, the more I experience, the more testimonials I hear. I'm just blown away by bioenergetics. It's the future of medicine. And it's essentially, bioenergetics is the study of how your cells use and transform energy, essentially. And today, research in energy medicine is growing as both scientists and healthcare professionals search for deeper solutions to the health crises affecting modern society. Quantum physics has elucidated a lot of the mystery behind that human energy field. We have this energy field surrounding our bodies that our bodies emit. And this subtle energy that surrounds every cell in your body directs the activity and function of your body. It's the control system of your body. And when it's in balance, this creates like a resonance for optimum health. But there's a lot of different things that throw a wrench into this communication field, this control field in your body. And so it can become this, and just like your physical body, your body's energy field can become disrupted, which can lead to physical symptoms, breakdown of physical functioning, which is one of which is being brain fogged and having trouble focusing. So there's a company called Ness Health Bioenergetics. They're the leader in the bioenergetic space, and they've created a line of energetic remedies that restore brain function in a few different ways. And so it's called the Limitless Brain So it's right here. These are these liquid remedies that I'm going to take here live on the air. So these these are called infaceuticals. They have information imprinted on them, hence the name infaceuticals. And it's essentially water that's been imprinted with information or correct operating instructions for your brain. And so this one is called Feeling, and it just helps with restoring positive emotions, feeling of joy, and helps with the hippocampal region of your brain, which is involved in emotions. But these also have a wide range of benefits, including an enhanced ability to learn and retain new information. And there's one called Learning that helps with that. It also, taking all of these also helps getting into the flow state while you work. These essentially improve brain efficiency. And so your brain just works much faster. It just makes connections much faster. It helps with faster, sharper thinking, reduced brain fog, more creativity. I'm just really blown away. I've been taking these, or I took them for like a month ago. I took them for about a week about 10 days before I ran out because I was taking a lot of it. And the same day I started taking them, I started working. I was working so much faster, so much more efficiently, just switching from screen to screen. I didn't have the mental fatigue at the end of the day. Sometimes I can have that because I'm staring at a computer screen all day and working for 10, 12, 14 hours some days. I felt like I was making quicker, better decisions. There's an infaceutical called Decisions, which helps your prefrontal cortex works better where you're making decisions. And there's another one here called Connection, where it just helps your brain connections work better. That's a very simplified explanation. There's more information on this page that I'm going to send to you right now. So if you want to help boosting your brain function, this is one of the easiest, fastest ways to go about doing that, because what you're doing is feeding correct operating instructions to your brain by taking this structured water that has this information imprinted onto it, and it's instantly gets into your body and starts correcting the function. You can feel it the same day you start taking it. And I also felt when I was taking it that I got much more creative. I was just thinking of all these things I needed to do and all these things I wanted to do with my business, and all these ideas started coming to me. It just put me into this flow state where everything was just kind of flowing, and I didn't feel like I was struggling with finding words and just all these other things that people complain about when their brain's not functioning very well. So I'm going to put this link to these brain infaceuticals. It's called the Limitless Brain Kit. And so that's just, like I said, one of the easiest ways to go about improving brain function, because you can use nutrition. That just takes time. You can take supplements. That can also take time to give your brain all the different nutrients that it needs. You can detox your brain, but again, that also can take time as well. It's not an overnight thing, though very important. You have to do that to have a healthy functioning brain. So let's talk about that. So number 3, how to remove brain toxins. So there's lots of different toxins that impact the brain. Lots of different toxins that impact your brain, your blood-brain barrier of your brain, affect your neuronal functioning, affect different areas of your brain. Different metals deposit in the fat in your brain and central nervous system, namely mercury and aluminum. They're very neurophilic. They love brain tissue. And iron is another one. People with iron overload definitely have higher incidence of dementia. Arsenic is also a big problem as well in brain functioning. And then there's lead. We all have lead in our body that's been released from leaded gasoline that's still in our soils and in our environment. And then glyphosate, Roundup Ready herbicide that I'm literally watching my neighbor across the street spray it on his lawn. And this is the case for a lot of people. Their neighbors spray it on their lawns, their driveways, sprayed on parks, it's sprayed in schools, it's sprayed on most of the non-organic conventional produce. And it gets onto some organic produce as well. And as a result of all that use, it gets into our water supply, it gets into rain, and then rains back down on us. I heard Dr. Stephanie Seneff, who's an expert on glyphosate, speak about that. So really depressing, but this is the reality we have to deal with, and I'm here to provide solutions for you to counteract this and these toxins effects in your body. So given the biggest offenders we just discussed to your brain functioning, you want to use some natural substances that help with the removal of toxins from the brain. I love cilantro extract. Cilantro extract works by, mobilizing these heavy metals out of your cells and into circulation where they can be excreted. And it's exceptionally efficient at removing mercury from your body, which is one of the primary heavy metal offenders for brain functioning. And you can look at this in all the research on Google. Mercury is everywhere. And the studies on mercury and how they impact brain function are everywhere. And it's not good enough just to eat cilantro. That's great. I love cilantro. I crave it. I eat it probably every single day, and I juice it. But it does have health benefits. It does remove metals, but you really have to have a concentrated form of cilantro extract to have much of a detox effect, to really make strides in detoxification and removal of mercury and other metals that cilantro extract removes. And another big key to brain detox are binders. So substances that will not only mop up toxins in your gut, but also in your bloodstream as well. That's really, really important. So these are things like citrus pectin is great at just absorbing like a sponge toxins that cilantro extract or other detox supplements can pull out of tissues. Binders can't do that. They can't pull toxins out of our tissues. They just mop up what's in your gut, and some binders get in your bloodstream too. And so citrus pectin is derived from the peels of citrus fruits, and it serves in this formula in my Citra Cleanse, this supplement right here. This has grapefruit pectin and citrus pectin, and it has cilantro extract, and it has fulvic and humic minerals to help with mineralizing your body and helping with detox of lead and other things also. And as far as citrus pectin is concerned, it's been expressly studied for its ability to bind heavy metals. And research shows that citrus pectin can remove 74% of toxic metals in your body in 5 months. So works very, very quickly, and really it's really high in boron, the citrus pectin. The boron binds to the majority of heavy metals and just kind of latches onto them, takes them out of the body. It does the same thing with hundreds of chemicals as well. So this is probably one of the single most powerful detox supplements you can take because of all the different varied effective ingredients in this for detoxification, especially for brain toxins that I just talked about. So mercury, lead, aluminum, arsenic, glyphosate. And so let's talk about number 4. So you can get the the Citra Cleanse. I don't have a link for it. Can the moderator put a link for this in the comments here? Because I unfortunately did not get a link for you guys, but I can find one really quickly here if you want. So Citra Cleanse, you can get this right here on this link. So I'll post it right here. Great. So now you guys have that. And so number 4, I want to talk about how to boost energy in the brain, since the brain uses 20% of the body's energy. So kind of important. So your brain uses, like I said, the 20% of the energy your mitochondria in your body produce. So if you're feeling fatigued, or even before you're feeling fatigued, your brain power and performance are naturally going to suffer if you're not producing the energy that your brain requires to function. Power up the brain. So number one, nutrition, eating lots and lots of mineral rich foods. I love juicing. Juicing is, and I'm going to have more and more information on juicing coming up, on myersdetox.com, and videos on juicing and things like that. So juicing is super important to concentrate minerals from food, because you can drink the nutrients in the juice of like a head of kale and a whole stalk of celery and a whole bunch of carrots and some beets and some ginger and some other things, all of that all in one little juice. And so it just really concentrates nutrients. So really important to drink at least 1 glass of juice per day. Really important. I'm not a big fan of drinking a gallon of juice. I mean, some people are promoting, drinking juice all day long, which might be fine if you have cancer. But I think you can get too much of a good thing. I think everything in moderation is important. So 1 or 2 glasses of juice is great per day. I usually try to get at least 1. And then eating proper nutrition, a proper diet, important. Removing metals that interfere in mitochondrial functioning is important. And that entails removing metals like arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, and cesium. And so these are metals that are shown in my research to specifically impair enzymes that transport nutrients into your mitochondria. So if you have any of these metals in your body, most people have, several of them. These metals impair your body's ability to produce energy. And so this is why so many people are tired today. This is why so many people have poor brain function and concentration and depression today. They just don't make enough energy. And it's metals and there's other things here I'm talking about, poor nutrition and bad sleep, and there's other things. But it's really heavy metals and chemicals play a huge role in impairing energy production in the body. And when you remove these metals, energy comes back. I've had clients that are bedridden that start back to work again. I've had other clients that are able to get the energy to work out again that they didn't have. And within a fairly short period of time, and they're able to just do stuff, go on vacations, leave their house, do things they just weren't able to do prior to starting detoxification. So you can learn more on Mitochondria.com about how to detox your mitochondria. So I'll write that. How to detox your mitochondria. So that's Mitochondria.com. There you go. So you have that link right there. And so the next thing I want to talk about also to improve your energy production is feeding energy to the body through bioenergetics. So there are certain infoceuticals, like these little remedies here, these energetic remedies that actually feed energy to your body, different types of energy to your body. And so this brain infoceuticals kit, it's called the Limitless Brain Kit. These feed energy to your brain in different ways. So that's a very simplified explanation, but you can feel it when you try these infoceuticals, these brain remedies. What you feel is your brain, kind of like a light bulb turning on in your brain. And I felt like when I started taking them, I had ninja brain, like I was just working really, really fast. I was able to speak more clearly. I was able to articulate myself better. I was feeling happier because my brain was just turned on. A lot of people that have depression, they just don't have enough energy to power their brain. So of course they feel depressed. That's just one cause of depression. I just felt like this amazing amount of mental clarity, focus, just remembering everything I was learning, making connections in having meetings and conversations, just really able to make a lot more connections and just enjoyed my work so much more because of that. I just didn't have the frustration I usually have when I'm trying to accomplish something and I sometimes maybe am slowed down by my brain function. And I know you guys can relate to that. We all have experienced that to greater and lesser degrees at different points in our life. So this is my kind of easy fix for brain fog, depression, concentration, issues we have with our brain performance. And so these are an easy fix, but you really need to do all of the above, all the things that I talked about. I mean, there's no one single answer, but these brain infoceuticals can help people get where they want to go the fastest while they're working on all these other things, while they're working on their nutrition, while they're perhaps, taking sulforaphane that's in my daily detox, while they're working on detoxification, which takes time. It takes months, and it can even take more time to remove the majority of toxins you have in your body. So I like quick, easy things to do, and these can be easier. So I'm going to try these right now. And these aren't stimulants. There's no stimulants in these, or no caffeine or anything like these. This is simply information imprinted onto water. There's massive amounts of research on this. On this page, I'm going to send you to right now to try the Limitless Brain Kit. Lots of information on the research behind these from Nobel Prize winning scientists. Louis Montagna, he's actually the researcher that discovered HIV. He worked on some research of another scientist and started really delving into the research on the memory of water. And he won a Nobel Prize because of this. He won a Nobel Prize, I think, from discovering HIV. But he went from that to working on the memory of water and the structure of water and information in water. And so you can read more about that if you're interested, but just know there's a tremendous amount of research behind these. And I know a lot of people are kind of like, skeptical, but I assure you, try them and see them for yourself. These do work. And so this is how you take them. So all I do is I just do 2 dropperfuls per day in my mouth. And dropperful 2. I do 2 of those, and you just swallow it immediately. You don't have to leave it in your mouth or anything like that. And it's salty. The structure of the water is from salt water, so they do taste salty. I like that. I like salty water. And you can also put it in water if you want to dilute it a little bit and drink it. You can put 2 dropperfuls of each infoceutical of all 4 into a glass of water and just drink it once a day. That's it. It couldn't be easier to do. I recommend not doing it in the evening. I did that one time, and I'm probably going to pay for this tonight. But when I take them closer towards the evening, if I forgot during the day, I find that my brain is just going. I'm very creative. I'm thinking of things. I'm getting excited about things. And I have a hard time kind of, coming down and relaxing to go to sleep. So I recommend taking these during the day so you can enjoy the benefits all day. So I just the learning one, and the next one is the feeling one. And if you want to learn more about each one of these, and you click on the link I just gave you here, Harry Massey, who developed these infoceuticals with Dr. Peter Fraser, who spent about 30 years researching bioenergetics and frequencies and energy medicine and traditional Chinese medicine. He owned an acupuncture school, the first one in Australia. He owned that for 14 years, and really just an absolute genius who discovered this, trying to heal his own health, as most pioneers are doing in health. And they developed about 2,000 of these infoceuticals, and just did experiments on themselves. And Harry finally decided he wanted to bring these out. And these came out and Ness has been around for about 17 years. But there's 45 years of research behind Ness Health Bioenergetics, behind these infoceuticals. But these just came out very, very recently. So I wanted to introduce them to you because I've just really been impressed by how much better, like really taking my brain to the next level, really taking my learning and my recall and my connection to my work and getting in the flow state of my work and just enjoying my work so much more. I wanted to introduce you guys to this also, so you could experience. Harry Massey, who I said is the CEO of Ness. There's a video of him talking about these and what they do exactly on the page. He did a video. And there's also one of the trainers at Ness, Steve McCardle. He talks exactly about what infoceuticals are and how they work exactly, if you want to learn more about them. So that's my brain boost for the day. Those are my tips. There's also another one I didn't mention yet. It's the importance of vagus nerve stimulation. And so as far as vagus nerve stimulation, there's a lot of new research coming out about this. And I thought it was really interesting and I wanted to mention it. Because the sympathetic and parasympathetic components of the autonomic nervous system control and regulate the function of various organs, glands, and involuntary muscles throughout the body. And so, for instance, vocalization, swallowing, heart rate, respiration, gastric secretion, intestinal motility, all can be affected by the health and performance of the vagus nerve. And so the vagus nerve is a mixed nerve composed of 20% efferent fibers that send signals from the brain to the body. So that's efferent. And then 80% sensory fibers carrying information from the body to the brain. And so the efferent fibers are the main parasympathetic component of the autonomic nervous system. So many people today are stuck in sympathetic mode, that fight or flight. And even if they're not aware of it, even if they don't feel stressed, many people are stuck in sympathetic because we have so many stressors we can't see acting on us. We have emotional trauma that can be like this draining tape loop that's playing in the background, draining our energy that we're unconsciously aware of. People can have EMF, electromagnetic fields that are just constantly acting upon their body, acting upon their energy field, affecting their health physically. Hundreds of research studies show this. And so we aren't in our parasympathetic nervous system enough. And just that alone, just that stress alone dramatically impacts our brain functioning and our health overall. So vagus nerve stimulation can be really helpful to help get us into that parasympathetic mode. So the term vagus nerve stimulation can be used generally to describe any technique that stimulates the vagus nerve. So there's non-invasive pulsed vagus nerve stimulators and implanted ones. But it's not even just about the type of device. There's other factors like the strength of the stimulation, how it's applied, even the electrode materials can play a role in vagus nerve stimulation. There's also things you can do like gargling water. That also helps to stimulate the vagus nerve. Massaging the neck, massaging the carotid arteries, and things like that can also stimulate it. And there's lots of benefits, including reduced brain inflammation as shown in some studies, reduced stress, better digestion, reduction in seizures, improvement in depression, improvement in migraines and headaches. And there's lots of really exciting research going on into different vagus nerve stimulators and the benefits that they can have when people, all of their treatments have failed. People have tried different things and they haven't worked. The vagus nerve stimulators hold a lot of promise. So I thought that would be an interesting thing to add to this conversation. But overall, we all like easy fixes. We all like things that aren't too expensive. They're easy to do, that you can do at home. And so that's why my top choice is the Limitless Brain Infoceuticals Kit here, which I sent you guys a link. Just check it out. Just try them, watch the video. Highly, highly recommend these. These were my new new favorite secret weapon to get my ninja brain. And then, of course, nutrition's important. So like I said, I mentioned my daily detox. This is also really, really powerful nutrition to fuel your brain. It has sulforaphane, which, I mean, there are just hundreds of research studies. I've been researching this, writing an article about the benefits of broccoli sprouts. I'm just amazed at how many brain improving components, including sulforaphane, there are in broccoli sprouts. It's unbelievable. And that's the number one ingredient in this. So this is the easy way to get your broccoli sprouts. Or you can be like me and grow your own broccoli sprouts, which is, I love to do. I grow all kinds of sprouts with my Easy Green sprouting machine, but there's lots of different sprouters on Amazon that you guys can try. So thanks for tuning in today. That is everything that I wanted to talk about. And now I'm going to answer your questions. So I'm going to put my glasses on to do this. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me today. I love for you guys tuning in with me every week and answering all of your questions. So Joy, will there be a replay? Yes. If you missed any part of this, you tuned in late. Facebook is going to just start this over as soon as I'm done. It'll spend a couple minutes kind of processing the video and upload it again. You can watch it anytime. It will always live on the Myers Detox Facebook page. So that's at facebook.com/Myers Detox. And then there's also a replay we upload on YouTube. So youtube.com/Wendy Myers. The video will be there in a couple of hours after every Facebook Live. So Carol Sessions. So I have high arsenic levels in my blood. I've been taking your silica drops and citrus pectin. Any other suggestions? Okay, that's fantastic. Yes. So my mitochondria detox, which includes my Citra cleanse and also includes my activated silica here. This is probably the most powerful 1-2 punch for arsenic that you can get. There's also something called, it's lipoic acid. So it's fat soluble lipoic acid by Life Extension. Life Extension super lipoic acid removes arsenic out of the cranial cavity. So that's a really powerful weapon against arsenic as well. There's other substances that remove arsenic also. And so those would be, the activated silica is probably the most powerful thing, or one of the most powerful things. But you can also remove it with zeolites. Zeolites are also helpful. Garlic, eating lots of garlic is great. Glutathione, or doing coffee enemas that increase glutathione. Molybdenum is a mineral. Molybdenum is another way to pronounce it, is helpful. Most people don't need that though. NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, precursor to glutathione, is helpful. Also, just riboflavin, or B2, helps. SAMe is really helpful for people with high arsenic, and they need to be foil coated tablets. So tablets that are individually packed in foil, like foil blister packets. That it has to be that, or it's not going to work. Selenium, super important for arsenic as well. And so those are my top things for arsenic to remove that. But you're doing what you can. You know, you are taking the silica drops, the activated silica, and the Citra cleanse. So that's probably the best thing you can do. But you may want to add my new daily detox to that, just to help improve your liver function. Lots of liver enhancing ingredients in this. The sulforaphane, that's the sulfur, really helps your body detox as well. And so the next, next question here. So Linda, so these brain infoceuticals are incredible. Yes, they're so amazing. I don't know if you tried them yet, but based on your comment, but yeah, they are absolutely unbelievable. And so I am just so thrilled. I also have my fiance taking these also, and he loves them too. But yeah, anyone that starts taking these is sold on them. I've sent Every single person in my company, I've sent all of them the Limitless Brain Kit, because I want them all working at maximum efficiency to help bring all this information out to you guys that my whole team is working on. We have about 20 people that help me do what I do. So it's very, very, really important for me to get high quality information out to you guys. Pharmaceuticals, and because I know, for so many people, that you need to detox. You know that you have certain toxins like metals or chemicals interfering in your brain function. You've kind of clued into that. But so many people don't have a ton of resources, a ton of time, a ton of commitment and motivation to do everything it takes to detox. It definitely is a lifestyle, and there's a certain investment that has to be made in that. So I'm all about giving you guys easy things to do to help you get to where you need to go and help relieve your symptoms as quickly as possible. So that's why I love bioenergetics, because it helps, it checks all those boxes. And so the Brain Pharmaceuticals Kit is the Limitless Brain Kit is a thumbs up for that. And next question here is Tanya. So where did you get it? So I'm assuming you're talking about the Brain Pharmaceuticals. These are made by a company called Ness Health Bioenergetics. They invented these. I think Harry Massey invented these about 18, maybe even 20 years ago. He invented these, and he just had never had made them available. He invented about 2,000 different pharmaceuticals, experimenting with different things, and over the years, and they have about 72 pharmaceuticals in their whole line. But these 4 had never been made available before. So I got to try them. One night when I had dinner with Harry Massey, he gave me these to try, and I was really taken aback. I was really, really happy with the results, and tried that. And it kind of didn't take them for about a month. And then I started taking them again, same result, really getting into that flow, really just feeling so happy when I would, during my work day and afterwards, just feeling my brain was working better. And so I wanted to bring these out to you guys so that you guys can try them for yourself. So Linda, so you can get it at Myers Detox or any Nest practitioner, which I am. Yes. Yeah. So any Nest practitioner can get these themselves as well. And next question. So Trudy Keys, use a pectin for binder. Love it. So how long after taking thyroid meds in the morning should you wait to take it? So what I recommend people do is to take your thyroid medication and then wait at least an hour, because that'll give the thyroid medication time to absorb and do what it needs to do, go where it needs to go. And then about an hour, maybe even 2 hours later, you can try the CitraCleanse. And so with medication, we don't want to mess with that. We want to make sure it's absorbing and not getting bound up by the binder. So just give that plenty of time. You can take the CitraCleanse at any time of day. You can take it between a meal. I recommend about 3 to 60 minutes before or after a meal, so we're not absorbing any toxins, not absorbing any nutrients in the food. So in between meals, you can even take it at bedtime if you like also. And next question. So Everin, so Brain Pharmaceuticals, age limit, please. Can it be used on teenagers, children? Yes, absolutely. So these pharmaceuticals will not hurt anyone. They do not have the ability to hurt anyone. They can be used on children and teenagers, the elderly. It doesn't matter. They can be used on animals, if you want. Lots of horses and doggies and kitties and pet turtles are on Nest Health and pharmaceuticals as well. So perfectly safe for children. So let's see. Next question. And so Esther, do you need vitamins also when you take the Limitless Brain Kit? Yeah, ideally, yeah, you want to always be eating nutritious food and taking supplements. So you don't have to take any kind of vitamins, so to speak, with the Limitless Brain Kit. I love the Daily Detox for its, totally organic, nutrient-dense superfoods, including broccoli. But it also has acai and moringa and pomegranate and coconut water and just so many unbelievable ingredients. It's got beets in it, all kinds of liver enhancing supplements and foods in here as well. So this is great, great brain nutrition. But like I said, juicing is amazing for concentrated nutrients to fuel your brain, including minerals, which is not very sexy and commonly overlooked, nutrients in the supplement industry. So minerals are actually super key, but you don't have to take any specific kind of vitamins. The Limitless kit. And so Evan, would people with SIBO react to the daily detox? No, I don't believe so. So with the daily detox, everyone's different. I mean, some people, they react to so many different things, but the nutrients in the daily detox should not bother people with SIBO. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. And so, Evan, so are all your powder and liquid supplements okay to use with children and teenagers? Yes, they're all natural. They're all 100% safe. That's what I've strived to do here at Myers Detox, is safe, gentle, effective detoxification supplements and strategies. So, the Daily Detox, 100% safe for kids and teenagers. Bioenergetics, Infoceuticals, the Limitless Brain Kit, 100% safe for children and teenagers. The Citra Cleanse also, this is just grapefruit peels. It's the pectin from grapefruit peels, has fulvicumic acid, which is minerals, cilantro extract. This is just silica. It's a specific form of silica that's helpful for detox and is actually absorbed. A lot of food-based silica is not very well absorbed at all. Silica is what makes vegetables shiny, like a bell pepper. It makes the outside of it shiny. It's what makes our hair and skin kind of shiny and glowing, but it's not very well absorbed from food. And as a result, a lot of people are deficient. So the silica in this has a very high absorption rate, but it's silica. It's all natural. We need it. We need it for our bones. We need it for our skin. So kids and teenagers need that also. So yes, all of the above, totally safe. So the Limitless Brain Kit, can one take just one bottle for a particular mission, or really better to take them all together? So we don't sell them separately. You do have to buy the whole kit. And I recommend just taking all of them together, because you don't really know exactly where your deficiencies are with respect to the different facets that these infoceuticals address. So you want to make sure you take all 4 of them on the same, within the same time period, on the same day. And really, really amazing at, improving brain function, like I said. But I don't recommend taking any of them individually. So just take them all together. So that seems to be all the questions here for you guys. So thanks for tuning in today to this broadcast. And I'm here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you missed any of this, you can start this video over on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Myers Detox, or go to my YouTube channel and click subscribe at youtube.com/Wendy Myers. Thanks for tuning in today. God bless. Thank you so much for allowing me to help you and improve your life. Talk to you guys soon.